In your book, you explore the role of diplomacy in international relations. But I'm curious about the domestic impact. How do you believe a successful diplomat who has built a strong international ties can leverage those relationships and their skills to actively contribute to their country's development?
Yeah, ambassadors, they should have proper knowledge about the country. So what are the natural resources they have, their home country? And even in Sri Lanka, so we have natural resources such as limestone, graphite, mineral sand, gems, phosphates and clay. So the real example that we have a mineral sand corporation in Polmade. So annually we export 100,000 metric tons of mineral sand. Why we cannot value added this? So if we value added mineral sands, so most of mineral sand consists of ilmenite. Ilmenite we can convert to titanium oxide. Titanium which is using for manufacturing of spacecrafts. So why through diplomacy, why we cannot take that technology and then ask that investors to come and put up manufacturing plant here, so then we can manufacture those materials in product here. So through that we can develop our country, and then so we can get more money than sending raw materials. That's the advantage. So we should get this advantage through diplomacy. So they can. So we have we have many countries, diplomats in many countries, that through them we can get these opportunities, right? And the fishing industry, when we talk about the fishing industry, according to the UN mandate, the 1982 Convention of the Law of the Sea, the Sri Lankan coastline is 1,340 kilometers long, right? And still we are using 21,500 square kilometers. But according to the mandate, UN mandate, we have 510,000 square kilometers. We have unexplored, explored and untapped areas. So why? So we need the technology to explore this area, and then we need funds, so that through diplomacy we can gain the funds and the technology. And the total export volume of seafood and fishery products was 28,000 metric tons, which brought $81.3 million in foreign exchange earnings, 2.4 million earnings, right? And then 2.4 million people are directly and indirectly employed in this sector. Why we cannot expand? So if we can expand this fishing industry, so we have to get the proper support from diplomacy. And agriculture industry, in 2019, export earnings from agriculture accounted for US dollars 2,523 million, equivalent to just 15.9% of total export earnings, which are rice, tea, fruits, vegetables, oilseed, cocoa beans and spices, coconut, those. And through diplomacy we can expand the agriculture industry, and also through diplomacy we can expand the rubber industry. Current rubber revenue is $1 billion, right? And rubber industry also target 2 billion revenue by 2030. And so through for this innovation, and expansion. So we need diplomat support, right? And tourism industry. So we know foreigners visit Sri Lanka to see nature, wildlife. We have a lot of beaches, nice beaches, and historical monuments and indigenous culture. Right? About 1.5 million visitors in this year, in 2024. And so we can, through diplomacy, we can improve this more than double in future. So we need diplomat support to build up this tourism industry as well. And then apparel industry, when we talk about the apparel industry, textile and clothing industries have been Sri Lanka's largest gross export earner since 1986, right? And then accounted more than 52% of the total export earnings of the country. But we know that we had a bad experience last few years, right? Then through diplomacy, now we have time now. So this is the real time to improve apparel industry through diplomacy, right? And contribution of migrant workers. It is amazing that Sri Lanka's migrant workers are a vital part of the economy, with over 200,000 Sri Lankans emigrating for work annually, right? And we contribute approximately 2 million Sri Lankans working overseas, right? And then private remittance sent to Sri Lanka in 2023 were equivalent to $5.97 billion. So we have a lot of assets. So we are sitting on a treasure. So I think through diplomacy, they are the first line outside the Sri Lanka, right? Through diplomats, we can get more benefits. I think this book also will help them to do something in future.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I know you're incredibly busy, and I really appreciate you for sharing your insights and experiences.
So thank you very much for having me this interview. Thank you.